Ever since I started my YouTube channel 1 year ago, I've done all of my editing on my 2017 MacBook Pro. As the months went by and I made more videos, I kept upgrading my setup, eventually adding a second monitor and a keyboard and a mouse, but the computing power just wasn't there. So a few months ago, I decided I needed something a bit more powerful and began researching custom-built PCs. Flash forward to today and I have all my pieces ready. Today, I will be assembling my very first PC. A beast not just in video editing, but in gaming as well. What are we doing today?
We're building your PC.
This is a PC time. There it is. Wow. Alright, it's been a minute, but we had to do a bunch of stuff, right? Move all this around, but we're finally ready to attach this. This is the cooler for the CPU. Just freaking put it on there and call it good. Alright, here we go. Oh! Like a bunch of things turned on. I honestly was not expecting that.
A bunch of things turned on. Our bottom front fan isn't on. Like at all.
So we took a bit of a break to go for a skate and get some caffeine. Now we just gotta like do some cable management and download a bunch of programs. So it is currently 4:19 a.m. and I'm still up working on this PC. I'm gonna get some sleep. This was incredibly stressful and incredibly time consuming, but I think it's gonna be worth it, and I'm really excited to see what I can do with this thing tomorrow. So it took me the entirety of the weekend to get that build done. I started Saturday morning, was up until 4:30 Saturday night, and spent most of Sunday working on it as well. The difficulties I had with cable management were annoying, but the most prominent issue I had was these fans right here. They don't match. You can see this bottom one. That's because these top two are actually for the CPU cooler, and the bottom one came with the case. That's problematic, but in terms of function, everything's going pretty well. My biggest problem now is migrating over my Mac stuff to my PC. It's really cool to see the hard work I put into assembling hardware with literal pieces of motherboards, graphics cards, stuff like that, pay off in terms of software. Playing a game feels like a breeze on this machine. Editing is so fast and snappy. The PC isn't an end goal. The PC is just a tool to get where I want to go. And in that respect, I think it's going to be great. One other thing I also really wasn't expecting was how great just paying attention to my desk setup would be. Because before, I just had it here because that's where it always was, and it was stacked on boxes, and it looked kind of bad, but it was functional. Actually spending some time looking at how my setup works, cleaning off my desk, getting those RGB lights, thinking about where I'm gonna put my case, where Appa's gonna live in the case, things like that are really rewarding, and I feel a lot more proud of my desk setup now than I ever did before. I didn't talk very much about the how-to of this. That's because there's other people on the internet who have how-to guides on how to build a PC that know way more than I do. So up in this top right, and then at the end of the video, I will link some of those resources in case you want to know the nitty-gritty details of how to build your own computer. This PC was pretty expensive. I'll link my part list down below, and I'm not entirely sure if it was worth it yet. I didn't pay too much attention to budget because I wanted to build the best machine possible. This was just the one thing in my life that I was making no compromises on. It was just the machine. That's why these fans upset me so much, is because I didn't make any compromises. I was gonna have the best looking, best performing machine that I could realistically get for myself, and it didn't turn out that way. But I think there's a life lesson in that in any project or endeavor you do, mistakes will be made and you have to learn how to adapt. So getting over my perfectionism is difficult, but I'm working on it. And this problem can be solved later down the line. I'm gonna look for a matching fan and I'll move that bottom one to the back and no one will know the difference. Hope you guys enjoyed this little vlog, tour, desk setup video. Leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye, friends.